Good morning, friends. Welcome back to She's At It Again. If you are a first-time viewer of any of our videos, welcome. And thank you for dropping in. And I invite you to check out all the other ones. We don't always cook, but that's what we do mostly. Today we are making a recipe for something you may have seen the name to, but weren't really aware of what it was. Now, if someone actually pronounces the name of it, you go, ah, yes, decadent dessert. But this is one of those funky things that I found a shortcut to. A friend introduced me to it years ago, and it is one of those go-tos when I have big gatherings because it's so easy to haul with me wherever I go. Now, if you're curious as to what in the world I'm talking about, these are miniature pot de crèmes, and just the spelling of it is going to throw you off because it looks like pots de crème. So go with us as we make miniature pot de crèmes, and I think you're going to like it. I don't even have to tell you, if you are a new viewer, that I am not a fan of coffee. I'll just leave it at that. Don't unsubscribe to me or hate me just because of that, but I can't even stand the smell of it, so I'm doing good to do this. But this is my one recipe that I need coffee, so I'm just going to take some of this coffee that I think we ground the beans, and that's why they're in this jar, because we have a coffee grinder. I used to be able to tolerate it, and now I'm just like, yeah, not in my house. All right, our water is hot, and I'm just gonna kind of do a little hillbilly pour over here. Make sure you can see this. I only need a half a cup of coffee. So I have a little tiny strainer, and I have my unbleached coffee filter in that, and then I have a heaping teaspoon of coffee in that. So I need it to be hot. All right, we'll set that aside. Back over here, we're going to use our high-speed blender. And look at these cute little canning jars. I got these several years ago, and specifically for this purpose, I think. But these are just so stinking cute. I just love using them. You can also obviously use a bigger container, but like I said in the intro, I make these pot de crèmes and take to gatherings where there's going to be several people, and I love knowing exactly how many people are going to be there because I can just hand them their little dessert with the lid on it. And when they're done, I just collect up the dirty jars and take them home and put them in the dishwasher. But these are fabulous. I have probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 dozen of those. All right, we're going to put our container on our mixer. And you saw me measure out 6 ounces of dark chocolate chips. We have 2 fresh eggs from my friend's chickens. So I'm using the good stuff for this. And this is not for us to cook at the house. This is going to a friend who just got a job promotion, and we just want to congratulate him, of course, with food. What else? What else do you need? To this, we're going to add just a dash of salt. That's why I didn't put a measuring spoon over there, because I need to remind myself. It's just a dash, just like a big pinch, if you have small fingers like I do. I also need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla that I pour out of the vodka jar into a different container just because it's easier to get out of this. This is made with vodka that is made from sugar cane. How cool is that? So I think that's kind of a novelty, but I love it. I love the smell of it. All right, we're gonna blend this up. I may need my pusher that goes with this. I can't remember. Okay, I only want to turn this off because I just want to make sure those little chunks that are on the side gets down in there. You can already see this is smooth. It is well on its way to becoming super smooth. Now the magic happens once I pour the coffee into the lid of this container and it starts melting the chocolate, cooking the eggs. It's quite spectacular, and I don't say that with just like, spectacular. No, it's really spectacular. I got an air bubble, sorry, my fault. All right, I'm gonna get my coffee and start pouring that in. For anybody that says, how can you not like the smell of coffee? I do. I do not like the smell of coffee. All right. I just want to push that down one more time and make sure even my splash gets in there. I'll tell you the story behind me discovering this recipe in just a bit. Let's get this all mixed up, then we'll pour it in our jars. You can see the steam coming off of it, but that smells so fabulous. Okay, so I had a friend that she's got I would say she's got a pretty full schedule. Her husband is a local business owner. She contacted me a few years ago and said, I'm having this gathering and I was interested if I could commission you to make desserts. Well, that's always a fun challenge for me, so I said, sure, what'd you have in mind? And she said, I've got this recipe that I want you to use. And I'm thinking, win-win, your recipe, you're paying me to do it? Sure. So I said, what's the recipe for? And she said, pot de crèmes. And I'm thinking, I've looked at recipes for pot de crèmes before, and that's not an easy task. So yeah, this is going to be an all-day event. She said, I've had this before and it's really good, and somebody gave me the recipe to it. She hands me the recipe and I looked at it and I went, that's it? She said, yeah, and I'm like, this doesn't even sound that good. So I got really good quality chocolate chips like these were. These are what I consider good quality. I buy organic ones too, but these have really good clean ingredients in it as well. Get those at Kroger. So I go home and I start making this and I'm thinking, it's a good thing that I have to make a lot of these, because if I only had to make one batch, I'd probably have to just make another batch because I would have eaten the sampling of it. Oh my goodness, this is just so smooth. But then it's chocolate chips and eggs and coffee, and even though I don't like coffee, it's delightful in this. It is absolutely delightful because I can't smell it and I can't taste it. But it just makes it so rich, and then the little bit of salt in it is just absolutely perfect. It's just a good dessert. You saw how quick that was. Now, what I did was I made these in the little jars, and she was so pleased with it because I said, do not even wash the jars. Put the dirty jars in this box that I took it to her in, she returned it to me, and I think she'd already washed the jar. She's just that way. But she said people were so excited because everybody got the same amount, and it wasn't so filling. Now, I do have another friend that I took these to their house, and he said he liked it, but he would like one for his birthday in about a quart jar. So, yeah. And JD knows who he is, so he knows who I'm talking about when I say this on this video, this story, because he makes no bones about he wants a giant one. But it's just that good. Everybody wants a giant one if you love chocolate. Okay, gently tap these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mint leaf on this because it's March right now and I don't have any fresh berries that I grew. I grow strawberries in the yard, but the prettiest thing on these is a raspberry or a blueberry. And I do have some frozen blueberries, so I might try those, but I'm probably going to use a thumbnail for one that I made for a different event because it's just so pretty. It's a fresh raspberry, a little dollop of whipped cream, and then a fresh mint leaf. Now, I did go out in the yard and pick some fresh mint leaves because I have these year-round. They're pretty prolific. But I washed them, put them on a cloth to dry them, and I'll let these chill in the refrigerator. So it makes about 4 of these little tiny cups full. And then we're gonna chill them, and then I'll put some kind of embellishment on there and deliver them to the person that they're meant for tonight. So anyway, I've had this on my list to make for quite a while. I don't know why I don't make it. I guess because I didn't want to leave them here at the house and eat them because they do have sugar, cane sugar in it, and I really don't need that. And my husband doesn't either. So I'll give them to somebody who actually needs some sugar. So it's a celebratory gift for them. So anyway, I'll put a thumbnail on here and let you get a look of what a final product looks like. But thanks for joining us, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Recipes in the description. As always, have fun making it. Bye, guys.